Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. I know it's only January, but come June, all our designer series paper will probably retire. So, and I've got everything. I've got all the sets from the June catalogue. I've got all the sets from the little catalogues, and there's a couple that I've used but I've hardly used. So I wanted to do something to use up the designer series paper. So I've made these beautiful cards. These are from the, I've forgotten what it's called. Oh my gosh, I've got a terrible memory. Let me have a look. It's on page 190. The Petal Promenade designer series paper, and you get sheets with cutouts, so you can cut out and you just basically put on a card, add some dimensionals and a sentiment. So I've cut these down to size. These are 3.5 by 5. So I've made the card. Oh my gosh, I should write these down. This is 8 because I've layered with this being 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So the card is 4 by 5 1/2. Is it? Yeah. So I've basically cut my card down to 8 by 5 1/2, and you get enough to make 3 of that size, which I've done. Made all the cards. I haven't made the envelopes yet because I'm going to decide which papers I've got left to make envelopes. But look at this cute little bag as well we're going to make to put them in. And also, you get these ones. So these worked out at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So the pink card is 3.5 by 3.5, and the card base is 3 3/4 by 7 1/4, and it's just folded and scored in half. And you get enough to make 6 of them. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I've layered the other one. We're going to stamp our sentiment. We're going to use it on our card, and I'm going to make the 6th one to go in this little set. Then I'll make little envelopes, and we're going to make this cute little bag to put them in. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I think it's so cute. Little handle on there. What a lovely gift to someone. We're gonna do something for this at the front as well. And I didn't have the stamp set or the bundle to go with the designer series paper. So what I've done is I've used this beautiful sentiment, which is from the part of my story, and it's "Here's to those who inspire us and don't even know it." Love it. I love that sentiment. It's beautiful. So we're going to do something with this as well to put a gorgeous sentiment on the front, so you can gift bag this. How cute is that as a gift for someone with all those little cards in? And I'll make envelopes, and we've all know how to make envelopes. If you've got an envelope punch board, it's so easy. Or you could basically do pouches, you know, like slide in one with a little flap on the front. It's entirely up to you what little envelopes you make. So that we're going to start now by making the bag. We're going to put the card together, and we're going to do a beautiful sentiment to go on the front of both of the bags. And I'm going to gift these. Let me just grab my papers. I haven't used much of this. I've cut it down. I wish I hadn't cut it down now. I always cut them down 4 by 6 so I can get 6 cards out of each piece. 1, 2, I've used some of this. 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get 6 6 by 4s from one sheet of 12 by 12. And I wished I hadn't cut them down. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've used one of those. But these are those. And if cut down properly, see, now I haven't finished trimming these up yet because I want a thin border like these, and they'll turn into 5 by 3.5. So I've got enough to make more cards to go in the next bag. This one's going to have 9 cards in total, and I've got enough here to make the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other there to make another 9 cards for the next bag. But you've also got this design as well. You could use this design. You only get 3 of those, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 4, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because... Oh, wait there. 1, 2... Oh, I've lost count now. So you've got 1, 2, 3... 1, 2... Because they've all got different patterns on. 3. Then you get a round one, and a patterned one, and then you get a round. And I've cut them down even smaller. So you've got enough there to do about 4 sets. So I haven't used many of these papers, but I know I want to use them up before they retire in June. So that's the reason. And I'm always left with loads and loads of designer series paper once the new catalogue comes out. So I can make more cards for the next bundle as well. I'll keep those out. I'm always left with so much designer series paper, it's unreal. So, right, I'm using this one. This is going to go with our set, and I love this paper. So you need 1 sheet of 12 by 12. And we're going to do some scoring. If you want the pattern on the outside, face it down. And you're going to score it at 1 inch and 11 inches. And then what we're going to do, we're going to grab our glue. Don't put your score tool away yet. And we're just going to crease those. Both ends. And then we're going to glue them down. Then we're going to go back and do some more scoring. But what a fabulous little gift to somebody. Glue those down. Love this glue, it doesn't take long to dry at all. Just going to run my bone folder over there. Don't know why that's poking up. Put a bit more glue on there. That doesn't want to stick down. I'm just going to get another little squirt of glue under there then. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to glue this side down as well. You need to do this first because you will, otherwise your measurements will be off. You could use double-sided tape or fast fuse if you've got any left, or just a normal tape runner. Entirely up to you. I just like using this glue. I know it's not going to come undone. I'm just going to burnish this one more time. For some reason it doesn't like sticking down that bit. So again, you're going to leave this face down. We're now going to score this. I'm going to put my lid back on my glue for a second. My measurements are on the side. And we're going to score this again now at 4 1/4. Five, because this, oh no, I'm doing it the wrong way. Sorry. We do need to score that on this side, but we need to do this at 3 1/2. So ignore that one. So it's 3 1/2 and 8 1/2 on this side. And then turn it back this way. And we're going to score this at 4 1/4, 5, and 5 3/4. So we need to ignore this line here because I was doing a boo-boo the wrong way round. So I'm just going to grab my bone folder and just push that crease back out. And also that can be in the back of your bag now. So remove this. Oops. I've rubbed away as much as I can. You'll see it on the inside, but you can't see it much on the outside. You just get your bone folder and go over that score line and push it out. So you need to fold these sides in at your 3.5 inch score line and burnish. Fold it over now and burnish the 8.5 inch score line. Perfect. And then we're going to just grab some more glue, and I'm just going to go down this edge. We're going to glue this together. Perfect. Whoops. So keeping that nice and flat, fold this over, making sure everything is lined up perfectly, and crease, nice and creased. So this is going to be the, because we're going to now, you're going to fold in the centre, that we're going to fold back in the centre. So the middle score line is a mountain, this one is a valley, and the other side is a valley. So flip it over, and then the back score line is a valley as well. Nicely lined up. And this is where you're going to see, and this is, you're going to glue those two strips together, and that is your little pouch there for your bag. So I'm just going to glue, you're going to put your bag down flat. You just want to glue about 1 inch from each side. Because you want that little bit in the centre. On the sides you don't want to, whoops, make sure you line it all up first. Perfect. And give that a good burnish. You don't want to glue the sides together because that will help when your bag, because it wants to stand up, so you don't want to glue over those. So this is your flap to make it stand up. And you want the bulk on the side, you don't want it like this one, so you can fill. And if you glue down there, it pushes, it's going to be too pin tight, so you need to keep about 1 inch either side open, and you just need to glue down the centre, so that way you can get more in your little pouch. So your little bag stands up on its own. It's got its width there for when we add anything inside the little bags, so it's got space to open up in there and in there. So how cute. And this gives you a space of 5 inches by about 4 1/4, and the cards are, these are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I don't mind the taller cards being poking out this top. It just gives a little element of surprise. So there is that beautiful card we're going to cover. That's going to go over there. So glue this down. So they are 3 3/4, 3.5 by 3. Oh, I'm gonna just keep my gob shut because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm getting all my measurements wrong. So you want to give it a nice little border all the way around, and we've just gone up 1/4 inch on every measurement. That's all. I'm having a floss today. There we go. So the little piece is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. The pink is 3.5 by 3.5, and the card is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yay! We got there in the end. So I just use my beautiful fresh fig, and there's that beautiful sentiment mounted ink it all up, and then just basically line up your sentiment. I mean, you could change the sentiment on each and every one of these cards and have a different one, but I just thought that was lovely, because there's a lot of people out there that do inspire you and they just don't know that they've done it, you know, without you telling them. So we're going to get rid of that ink off there. Right, what we're going to do now is that's going to go, I'm just going to leave that for a second to dry, and I'm going to grab my little rhinestones, and I'm just putting 3 on each. Oops. Just to decorate them. That finishes off that beautiful set, which is going in this bag. And with them having so many in the front here, you could make your envelopes and put them all in this one with these big tall cards, or even remove them, make a different setup, another little gift bag, and have all your little envelopes in the back and your little cards in the front. How beautiful. So, but I like to give plenty, so they're going in there, and I'll make the envelopes at a different time. With this now being a different colour, I will use different layering. I will probably use some maybe Calypso Coral and pull all these be wonderful colours in off these. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And those flowers are in there as well, so I probably will use a bit of Calypso Coral for those. Or you could even choose Berry Burst or Fresh Fig itself, but I want it to go with the bag. So there will be there with that bag later. So I've pulled out some white woven ribbon, roughly about the same length. Let me just, it's only so I can thread it through my little holes. So making sure they're roughly about the same length. Not too bad. Just knit that one down. Right, just make sure again, Gaynor, don't measure twice, cut once. That's what they say. They're roughly the same size. Wow, that was brilliant. So I'm going to take now my hole punch. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to eyeball, say about 1 inch in and about 3/4 of an inch down, and I'm going to pierce. Move along. If you ever want to now be precise, that is roughly, that's 3/4 of the way down, and 1 1/4 in. So I do that roughly, put that on the line. And then I can mark, so it's 3/4. Let me just move that over. That is 1 1/4 in, so that's 1 1/4 in there as well. That's if you want them matching. Well, you do really, don't you? So punch that one in there. There's my little hole poking straight through. There we go. And then do the same on this side. So we want, let's so about there, so just there, 1 1/4 in and 1 1/4 in there. So now we've got our little holes in our bag for the handles. Perfect. And what I did then to attach these, I just poked in, pull it through, tie a little knot on the end and pull it to the end, so you've not got much waste. So pull it down, and then you can snip that bit off. Oops, there we go. Always flies. And then pull that back in, and then we can thread this side through. And do the same on this side. And it goes beautiful, that white ribbon does. It's the white woven ribbon, I think it's called. Or you could use any colour, but you want to roughly keep them about the same and cut off about the same. That way they still stay the same when you pull the bag together. So you've got one side done, and you can just play around with this until you get it nice and neat. So your little ribbon is beautifully shaped, and then we're going to flip over and repeat the process on this side. You could also get, if you've got a crocodile and your eyelets, you could put little eyelets in there. I think they'd be a little bit too wide, unless you've got really thick ribbon, or you want to actually tie 2 or 3 knots. So you can play with this now, so when it turns up it looks neat. I do have a crocodile and I do have eyelets, but I thought not everybody does have that tool, so I thought I would keep it like that. So pull my little knot up, snip the end, and then just pull that little, you don't want to, that's why another thing, you don't want large, too large, but you don't want them too small either, because you don't want them to be able to pull through the bag. So, moment of truth. There you go, my little handles are the same length. Yay! So I can keep twisting that now until it sits perfectly and is untangled. And going the same way with there now. I need to twist that round to there. Perfect. Lovely. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So there's my little bag. And again, it's got its little foot to rest on, so it will stand up. And it will fit 6 of those mini cards in that side. It's just the weight distribution. And then it will sit those 3 in there as well, and give me space for envelopes. Or if you wanted to just make them smaller sets, look at that, it stands up beautifully. Isn't that so pretty? Love that. Love it, love it. So you only need to put glue down the centre when you're gluing the little bag together in there. Perfect. I love it. Right, let's get some scrap. And we're going to do a beautiful sentiment for the front. I'm going to see what paper. Is that quite wide? I'm just going to get one of my punches. And I'm going to have the beautiful Everyday Labels punch. I'm going to be decorating this bag because I'll use a different cardstock for there. And I'll remove that sentiment. I'm losing everything today. I'm not organised today, ladies. I do apologise. So, what we're going to have. And I'm going to have on the front, I'm so glad you are part of my story. And we're we're going to punch it out this way if it fits. Let's have a look. Let's just first of all stamp in the fresh fig to keep that colour going. Oh, beautiful. And pop this in. Oh, look at that, it fits beautifully. Make sure, I think it looks straight. Perfect. Just going to see if I've got any spare pink in my scraps bin. Do I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I'm going to cut another one of these out. And I'm just going to cut this in the centre. What else have I put? My ink away before it gets my hands mucky. That is so cute. I love that. I'm going to get my glue. And we're just going to give this a little pink edge. And again this side. That is so cute. Love it. Pop my glue lid on. Love this glue. Look at that now, it's a little bit wider at the bottom there. Oh, it's too late, it's glued on. It's well and truly on there. I'm going to do dimensionals. And this is going on that beautiful gift bag right there. Making sure it's straight. Squeeze them down. Oh, I love it. And I'm going to have one, two, and three, just down that side to decorate that off. And pop my cards back in here. Love it. Absolutely love it. So that's our first little bag done. That is just so cute. I'm going to show you quickly how I cut these down and how I got that size, because what I do, I've got a really nice guard on this trimmer here, and I line it up with this, the end of the plastic with the edge of this pattern, and then trim off. So I'm going to do that on all four sides. So I've got that pattern lined up perfectly. I think I've done that side as well. Yep. This takes them down to 5. And these are now 5 by 3.5. Perfect. And I'm just going to keep doing that until I get the right amount of border all the way round. Pop them them on 5. And just having a look. And they're now 5 by 3 1/4. It gives me that gorgeous little edge all the way there then. There we go. Those 3 are done now, ready to be carded up and put on my next lot of little note cards. And then I'm going to do the same with these. And this makes them 3 1/4. Gosh, I'm going to put that one in that edge because we've already done that bottom. So we need that to be 3 1/4. That's 3 by 3 1/4. Oh, this one's going to have a little border on. I'm afraid, just so I can keep them all the same width. So 3 by 3 1/4. I'm going to chop this in half because I want to make sure. Do my sides. 3 1/4 on there. 3 1/4 on there. Perfect. Now same with this one. 3 1/4. Making sure my little patterns on there. And 3 1/4 on this side. And they're all pretty even then. So I'm going to chop this one in half first. And then I can trim off the bits. To get them all 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Whoops. No, that's 3. No wonder it was hanging over too much. So again, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And there's my little cards for the next set. How sweet. So that's how I do them on the guillotine. Or you can basically do it on the trimmer, but you've got to guide how much you're taking off. So I was using the edge of here as the guide as to where to cut on my guillotine. So they're going to get layered up again. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. The card needs to be 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and the card itself needs to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's 3 3/4 and 3 3/4 is 7 1/4. And then these need to be 4 by 5 1/2. Yeah, so you need your cardstock to be 8 by 5 1/2, or you could do 10 by 4s. It's up to you, and have them top loading. It's entirely up to you. But they're prepped. My bag is ready. I'm going to choose a different piece of cardstock for the front of it. It's going to be Calypso Coral, whereas these are the pink to match this one. Absolutely beautiful. I hope you like them. Hope you'll give them a go. We are going to start doing a monthly challenge, whereas you apply, if you were enter into the sketch challenge, 4 times in 1 month, which is obviously your 4 weeks, and you've entered all 4 times throughout the month, we will then choose a winner in the USA, and we'll choose a winner in Europe, and we will probably, these will be able to be the gifts that we'll send out to people. So, or anything that's handmade from now on is going to go to one side for our little gifts to send out to people. So you'll have something handmade from me, and I don't know what Carla's going to do, but she's also going to do the same for people over in the USA. So we can just get more people involved with the sketches every week. So I'm going to keep a track on how many times you enter. You can all enter as many times as you want. You don't have to do anything in particular. It'll be a sketch 1 week. Most of the times it'll be a sketch, but we'll also throw in some colour combinations, so you've got to use certain colours. Or we'll do 3D projects, so you know, anything. If you knit, you can submit something you've knitted. If you crochet, it's all to do with crafts, and anything crafty deserves a little prize to the winner. So there's my little double pouched gift bag with little note cards in there, and there's my next one we've just made together, ready to make my cards, label up, and some envelopes. So thank you for watching. Love you all. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. If you haven't subscribed already, please do, and come back and see what we make tomorrow. I do post every day. So till then, oh, and don't forget the premieres. I love the premieres. Come and have a chin wag with us. Till then, bye.